Hello, my name is John Du Bois, and I'd like to continue with the vegan essentials of the Bible, um, which I'm a vegan, and I would like to compare scripture here of Daniel chapter 6 with Isaiah chapter 11. Now, as we see in Daniel chapter 6, the mouths of the lions are shut from so that they will not attack and eat and rip apart Daniel. So the best thing to do right now is to go ahead and give you some reading here and some background here, so that you can kind of get to know this chapter 6 of Daniel. Okay. And it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. And what you see here is jealousy taking place. They were very jealous of Daniel, is what I gather. But they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. And it was out to trick him, to go against him in some way. So, all right, let's go on. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselor and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, and he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed, and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime. Then these men assembled, and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near, and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree, that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, The thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel is of the children of the captivity of Judah. Regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel, and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continuously, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought, and laid upon the mouth of the den. And the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continuously able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me, for as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. That was the end of chapter 6 at verse 23. And I'm going to go over here to Isaiah chapter 11. So we're going back in the Bible a little ways. Now, if God is able to shut in the mouths of the lions to keep them from hurting and devouring Daniel, then God is able to do is shut the mouths of those that are that go out to hurt all the animals in this world. Shut the mouths of people from consuming and eating meat. So I'm going to read Isaiah chapter 11, and you can gather from this that something similar has happened here. So, in a similar way, even God shut the mouths of the lions. Here in chapter 11, we see that God is also able to stop people from eating the animals of this world. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse. Now, who is Jesse? In the Hebrew, in this word Jesse means, in the commentary, wealth. And it's also the father of King David. Jesse is also. So, okay, let me go forward. Stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Excuse me, I have a small cold. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, and the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. Now, who's he talking about here? This branch, this stem of Jesse. Who might, who is in Isaiah? Who are they talking about? Don't you think they're talking about the Messiah, Yahshua? I believe that's true. So let's go. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after hearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall be he judged the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb. So we see here that it's possible that a wild creature is coupled along with a lamb that's not as wild, and there's no harm and no hurt here. And the leopard shall lie down with the kid, And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, shall lie down together. And the lion shall eat straw like the ox. You see here, there's no consumption of meat, of a lion tearing to shreds and eating another creature here. So both are grazing, just like the ox does. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. It's a very, very poisonous snake, a cobra. And no harm is to become of the child. So all the creatures, all the wildness has been taken out of them. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse. Now who is the root of Jesse? That's the Messiah. Which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elan and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together, and they shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea. And with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt. Now we see up here that the animals are friendly with human beings again, just like it was in Genesis, in the time of Adam and Eve, and before the fall of man. That also the animals eat grass just like the ox. And also man did not eat meat and such things. So I'm assuming that when this time comes, when there's no harm, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. So who is the they? Or wouldn't it be the animals and man together? It says they, and it's speaking of also the child, and it's also speaking of the wolf, the lamb, the leopard, the bear, and such things. So what we can assume here, as we read in Daniel chapter 6, if God is able to shut the mouths of the lions from eating a man, Daniel, God is also able to shut the mouths of these animals from doing any harm here in Isaiah 11, and also vice versa with humankind. It doesn't say predominantly that man here, but it does say they shall not hurt nor destroy on my holy mountain. So they is most likely all humankind and all animal kind shall not hurt anyone ever again. Okay, I just wanted to point that out, and if you haven't done so, please pray to God and ask for forgiveness and get to know the God of the Bible and His Holy Son, because that's all we have in the world. To get right with God, to find God in our lives, and to treasure what He's given us each and every day. Okay, well, thank you, and bye-bye.